right, so let's go ahead and get it. AirPods Maxes, after about 3 months since I gave you my last update, I've been on numerous trips since then, very long, 10-hour, 11-hour flights. I've had a little bit more time with them. First time I talked about them, it was like a glaring review. Now, not so glaring, but I still love them. Just a few things that annoy me, all right? And another thing, I'm not an audio expert. I'm not an audiophile, man. There are plenty other people out there that's going to give you all the particulars when it comes to audio. I'm a basic person who like basic sound and just going to talk about this on a very basic level. All right, so AirPods Maxes, man, after a few months of use, I've probably owned these now for, I don't know, maybe about a half a year now, and I have used them a lot in-house and traveling. Of course, the most time I use these, I catch myself with these sitting months and months at a time because I don't really use them around the house. But I do want to focus on traveling because that is where I mainly use them, especially when it comes to main flights. Now, when it comes to the sound quality, I think the sound quality is pretty good. I know a lot of people out there don't think it's fine. They think this headphone sounds better. Look, like I said, for the music that I listen to, mostly hip hop and rap, a little bit of R&B when I'm trying to go to sleep, it sounds good to me. I think it sounds just fine. The bass is enough. The treble is enough. I think the audio quality does sound very good coming out my AirPods Maxes. So I don't really have an issue with that, all right? Everything that the AirPods Maxes do well, I still do love. Noise cancellation, absolute monster, all right? Some of the best noise cancellation that I've experienced on a headphone, all right? And I haven't had a bunch of noise canceling headphones, and I know there are other headphones out there that I've heard have better noise cancellation, like the XM5's, which I'm going to talk about that a little bit later, man, because this is why I want to give you this update. But noise canceling for me, crying babies, whatever it is, people talking, just running their mouth too much on the airplane, hit that button, it's canceled out. You don't have anything to worry about. And the transparency mode is amazing. Me and my girlfriend both have a pair of these, and we can both have them on in the airplane on transparency mode and have a full conversation with each other without even having a hard time hearing each other, all right? And I think that is a very nice feat when it comes to the AirPods Maxes. Another thing, battery life, all right? Once again, I'm updating you on these things. Battery life, absolutely amazing with these, man. Like, and battery life kind of goes with a 2-in-1. I'm gonna talk about battery life when I travel and also battery life when I am at home, working from home, because I do work from home every single day. Battery life when I'm traveling, it doesn't matter how long the flight is, all right? We had a 10-hour flight from here to Brazil, and they last the whole time. Got to Brazil, it was a little bit low, but it had been on noise cancellation for that whole amount of time. And not even including the flight from the US to New York and New York to Brazil, the AirPods Maxes held me down, man. The battery life was absolutely clutch. So battery life on these things is absolutely amazing, man, for what you need them for. And also, like I said, I work from home. I'm a person who uses AirPods Pros every single day. I have to have my AirPods Pros. If I lose one today, I'm going to buy another one today. That's how much I use them for work calls and different things like that. But AirPods Pros, at this point, it's got a little bit stretched, man, and let me know if you want to see an update video on AirPods Pros because I've had them since day one. So let me know if you want to see an update video. But for the AirPods Pros, I have to switch them in and out constantly all day long. But I found myself with these, man, throwing these on all day and just using these and not having to worry about battery life. I can take my work calls with these. Everything works just fine. Now, yes, I think audio quality with the AirPods Pros are a little bit better when you're talking about microphone than the AirPods Pros, but for the main part, I can use these all day and just cycle between my iPad for looking at content when I'm working, throwing it on my work phone, which is also an iPhone, and take calls, or if somebody calls my personal phone, take calls from there, looking at something on the Mac, boom, and it's all switching just fine, going straight to my AirPods Pros. But that's where we got to talk about some of the cons now that I've been finding over the time of using them. Comfort. In my opinion, I feel like sometimes these are a little bit too tight on my head. Now, it may be because I might have a big chrome dome, you know what I mean? But when I use them over a long period of time, I do find myself just having to reposition them and just kind of fuddle with them to try to make them feel, make them feel a little bit more comfortable when I'm using them. So I found myself kind of, after a long period of time, them getting a little bit uncomfortable in my head, and I almost wish that, I don't know, even though it's you and adjusting them, I still feel like it just fits tight on my head, and it sometimes can be a little bit uncomfortable when you're talking about using them for a long period of time. It's not a deal breaker, but it's something that I just noticed after using them. I would wish the comfort level was just a little bit better when it comes to the AirPods. Let me know in the comment section down below, because I know I'm not the only one who thinks these can get a little bit uncomfortable. Also, I know everybody's already talked about this, but I just wish these things had an on and off switch, because we all know I hate this thing right here. It works, and it works good because they've been in this case for the past 2 weeks since we've returned back from our trip, and the battery level, I don't even know, has went down any. So this works good, but it's just ugly, all right? But I'm not one of those people who don't use something because it's ugly. If it works good, cool. But I like traveling with things like this, a hard shell that's in your bag, so you don't have to worry about anything bumping up against it. I don't like a lot of wear and tear on my band or anything like that. But when you come to these, they have the little sleep module in them, but the thing about it is half of the time the sleep module works, half of the time it doesn't. So you find yourself just not even dealing with those type cases, and you have to resort to something like this. But it'll be all good if you just add an on and off switch, and it'll be just cool. It can be very subtle, just kind of like you do with the, I know that little on and off switch that I got in my head with the little orange tab, and just make a little on and off switch and you'll be good to go, all right? Other than that, when it comes to these, I really don't have a problem with them. Another thing that kind of annoys me, now this is just me, once again, I could be nitpicking, but when you wear them and then when I have to put them down like this, when I'm like doing something, or I might be going through security at the airport, sometimes I feel like I'm getting choked when I have them up on my head like this, you know what I mean? So I resort to just doing like this when I'm walking through the airport. If we're with a group of people and we traveling, I find myself just popping on my head like this and going about my business. You see what I'm saying? So I would like if they would just, you want them to fold over, but then you gotta flip them over, and it's just, the operation is kind of weird. I wish this was just like a 360 that kind of like folds all the way around, so you can lay them a little bit flat, but even at then, it just feels like it just grips your head. That's not a bad thing. They want you to get a good seal so you can get a good audio experience when it comes to the AirPods Maxes. So still love these things. I still love them. But these days, I really find myself wanting to try the XM5's out because I heard they are lighter. I heard the noise cancellation is a little bit better. I'm not sure about the sound quality. I haven't watched a bunch of videos about them, but it leaves me curious as how those will work long term when it comes to comfort, noise cancellation over the AirPods Maxes. It's just leaving me with a little bit of suspicion, and I've been teeter-tottering back in my head about trying them both out and grabbing them up. No trips planned right now until later on this year, so I really couldn't give a good in-depth feel for them because I like to travel with headphones, really use them in the atmosphere that they're like made for. And I don't know, man. So let me know in the comment section down below how you feel about the XM5's. I'm really thinking about picking them up. They're cheaper, lighter. I like the way they look also, but I really like the way these AirPods Maxes look, man. It's always a flex going through the airport because, believe it or not, you don't see a lot of these when you travel. So let me know your thoughts on the AirPods Maxes. I just wanted to give you guys an update after thousands and thousands of miles of traveling, how I felt about them. I still like them, but their ears, come on, words T on this Tuesday morning. There is a few things that kind of annoy me about them. So let me know in the comment section down below. If you want to see that first impression video that I did on them, I'll make sure to pop that video up there. And if you made it to the end of the video, let me see those flex emojis. Everyone be safe. Catch you on the next one. Later.